All right. Are you picking this time?
No, you pick
I'm picking every time.
every time.
Every time it's me.
My hands shake. It'll be awkward.
You don't want
distracting.
to. You don't want to shake while you. Oh, here we go. These are all great. Okay. What was the reason? What is the reason for saying offensive things like gay or sodomy from the pulpit?
Yeah. Well, this was definitely for you, I would say.
this is a me question.
Yeah, I'm more, respectable and
nuanced.
polite in my speech.
More careful. Okay, well then I'll start.
Very nuanced.
I'll start. Obviously, because that's the way the Bible talks. The Bible says that sodomy is a sin.
Yeah, it's a Bible word.
And so Christians should say that sodomy is a sin. I would say the reason that people feel uncomfortable saying things like that is because pastors have become chickens and they won't speak Bible words anymore. They won't talk about what the Bible says anymore. So that's why the culture at large says, he says homosexuals are going to hell.
I'm still a chicken though. I don't like doing it. I have a little anxiety whenever
You get a little nervous.
I know I have to say something hard or difficult. I still feel a little anxious about it, but I do it anyway.
Sure.
Usually.
Yeah.
Probably not batting 1,000.
Well, there's the I always have the inner dialogue running through my head, and sometimes I even say it out loud. Am I gonna say this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
Look around the room. See who's seated.
Who's here today?
I think there's another reason though, and this is a huge topic. I think that the culture at large has a list of acceptable things that you are allowed to talk about.
And no words.
And no words, no topics, no suggestions. Currently, and I don't know if this gets us kicked off of YouTube or whatever, but currently the no thing to say is that they tried to assassinate Donald Trump. Right.
Yeah.
You're allowed to say he.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to put a plural on that.
Interesting.
That's a no thing to say. So if you say that, you will be banned. You will be censored. You will be tisk. You will be shamed. You will be doxxed. Well, what all the bad things that can happen to you if you say that no thing.
Right.
And there's things like that in our culture and in our church and
On
in
TikTok,
churches.
In TikTok, you can't say the word vaccine.
Yeah, so that's a no word therein, and that list of acceptable topics and words is called the Overton window. The Overton window, and you can Google that. It's a very interesting subject, and the Overton window shifts. It moves.
So just so everybody's understanding, things inside of the Overton window are acceptable to say. Things outside are unacceptable to
and
say.
if you say things outside of the Overton window, you will be canceled. You will be shunned. You will be not invited to speak at conferences. Things like that. And if you say things way outside of the Overton window, you'll just be written off, considered just a wackadoo.
He's crazy.
Yeah, a tinfoil hat guy.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, the Overton window shifts.
Right.
When in the 90s, just about every other movie made open public jokes about homosexuality.
Well, Barack Obama even said he campaigned and entered into office on the fact that he was against homosexual marriage.
Yeah, so that's a great example. So Barack Obama's view on marriage when he was first running was it's between a man and a woman. He said that to Rick Warren in the interview. But now to say that in some places online, some places in our culture, to say that is to, say a no. You're gonna be canceled. You're gonna be cut off. To say that, and so it shifts. It shifts. Right. And unfortunately, the church, instead of standing firmly on the non-shifting ground of the Bible, the church very often is tempted to shift with the culture.
Right. Right.
And our job as pastors is to shift it back.
Yeah.
Right. Our job is to say to be bad boys, so to speak, to be naughty, to say things that make people go, eek, and that are not considered polite in society, so that the acceptable things to discuss and the words to use and the topics and whatnot are shifted back to the Bible.
Right.
And so that our church isn't basically worldly or assimilated into the culture.
Well, and it's also, so because you said that, it's also a way to protect the church. by you saying what the culture deems as unacceptable, the people who are aligned with the gods of this age, with the spirit of the age, don't want to be members of your church.
Yeah, you can protect the
smoke 'em out.
sheep, but you can protect the sheep from wolves
That's right.
and purveyors of falsehood by simply just breaking the rules.
Right. That's right.
You know, the speech codes.
That's right.
You know, they're speech codes. They're also like blasphemy codes. You know, you're not
Yeah,
allowed to
that's right.
say the name.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like in the Old Testament, they couldn't say the name of Yahweh. You know, or
Right.
that's blasphemy. Now you can't say the name of certain things. You can't talk about that. You can't say that.
Yeah. We have blasphemy laws right now.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think COVID really opened a lot of people's eyes to this Overton window dynamic.
Yeah.
And the power of speech codes and political correctness and how it's shaping our culture and changing the hearts and minds of churches.
Right.
So pastors have to intentionally break the speech codes,
Yeah.
break the rules,
Yep.
standing on the Bible. We're not saying break God's laws.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Right, and we're not saying be a wackadoo that you're so far breaking the codes that people immediately dismiss you and don't want to ever talk to you again. You want
Right.
to break them just enough
It's a balance.
so that you can slowly over time shift that Overton window in your church and in your church community. And that's good because now your people, when you're supposed to equip them to do the work of ministry between Monday and Saturday, they're now going to go into the workplace, and the window is going to be different for them than everyone else. And that allows them to say things and witness in ways that they wouldn't have previously felt free to do.
Right.
So you sort of say, hey, church, watch me say this and
Right.
not get fired.
That's right. That's right.
Now, I won't get invited to certain things, and I will
I'm
get
not getting on the conference circuit.
right, and I will get poo-pooed by unwitting Christians.
Yeah. Yeah.
But watch me say this and not get in trouble.
Right.
Right. Watch me say this and lightning not strike.
Right.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
The sin is called sodomy.
Yeah.
You know, it is not a sin to drink alcohol. You know, watch me say that.
Right.
And break those Overton window, those speech codes.
Right.
Whether it be a cultural one or a church one,
Yeah.
traditional one, etc.
That's good.
So that's why I think the main reason we say stuff like that.
That's good.